Yes. Okay. 4 students. That's also okay. We expected a little bit more because I think
Yeah.
15 students or so subscribe to this session. So it can be that some other students are joining. But we will at least start now because you are all nice and on time. Welcome to the Digital Discovery Day and especially this session, which is about HBO IT. I hope you are in the correct session, like you want to be a programmer, I hope. If not, then maybe you joined the wrong session, but I don't think so. This is a full-time course, of course, in the Netherlands, taught and given in Deventer, the city. And before we continue, oh, wait a minute, I have to move to the next slide. First, a couple of things I want to tell you. First, can you tell to me if you can see the slides correctly? Because that's also good to know that I'm not talking and you cannot see any slides. I see a thumbs up. So
Yeah, we got a thumbs up.
if you want to ask a question, you can raise your hand. Maybe we should enable your microphone then if you want to ask a question. I don't know how this exactly works in this digital platform because that's the first time we are using this.
Yeah.
Feel free to ask a question. You can also ask questions in the chat. We will both keep an eye on the chat as well. So if you are more comfortable doing that, that's also totally fine. Please ask questions during this session. That's also something to keep in mind. Please interrupt me if you want. I rather have you leaving with all your questions answered than that I'm only explaining stuff and explaining things you don't want to know, right? So please let me know what your questions are and how we can help you.
Hey, Pavlo, welcome to the session.
First of all, let's introduce ourselves because I'm talking already a lot, but I want to give Christian the first word. Can you introduce yourself, say who you are?
So, hi everyone, I'm Christian, and I'm currently a second-year student here at Saxion doing software engineering, full-time, of course. And I originally came from Hungary, and since then I've been living here in the Netherlands for nearly 2 years, about to be 2 years right in the summer.
When did you arrive to the Netherlands? Was it long before you started studying here?
No, pretty much only like a week or two before. Like I arrived middle of August-ish.
Yeah, maybe that's also the planning of the other students who are joining.
Yeah.
We will see in a minute.
I think it's good to arrive like a little bit earlier. Plus, also in the last week of August, there's also the Saxion intro, which there you can get to know well your classmates, of course, which quite useful, and it's also a lot of fun usually. So it's better to come a little bit earlier than, for example, right on the weekend before 1st of September.
I see. My name is Michel Lammertink. I'm a teacher at Saxion, so I teach a lot of first year and second year courses. So I know a lot about the software engineering track, and my teaching is primarily done to the international students, while we also teach, of course, the Dutch students. But most of my lessons are international oriented. I do that now for 5 years, so I did also a lot of Digital Discovery Day sessions and those kinds of things. So please feel free to ask me any question about the course or about this study, because I think I can help you with most. First of all, before we start, we'd like to know where you are from. So maybe you can type that in the chat. I think you cannot draw on this presentation slide, but where are you from? Which part of the whole world, basically? I think it's also nice to know from each other where you are from. One from India.
India?
Ukraine. Latvia. Yemen. I don't know where it is. Do you know, Christian?
No, me neither.
Oh, can you help us a little bit? F, I don't know your name.
Oh, Japan.
Oh, Japan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If I look at this, like we have a couple of students from Ukraine, right, and also from India,
Yeah.
students that every year they join. Latvia a little bit less, but also.
Yeah, there are a couple of students from the Baltic countries as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And Japan, do you know?
No, I don't think I know anyone who's from Japan. I know people who are from Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, but not from Japan, I think, not yet.
No, we don't know them. Doesn't say doesn't say that they are not there.
Yeah,
But we have a very mixed students from mixed countries, basically. So
Yeah.
it's always a lot of fun to meet the different cultures. That's from my point as a teacher. I also like that. You will be in a class with students you don't know, but everyone does not know each other. So that's also sometimes a good thing. Then you can make some friends in your class as well. And there are students from all over different countries, so you can get to know different cultures as well. I think that's very nice from this course as well, that you are mixed up and can meet a lot of different people as well.
Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure I've met students from pretty much if not nearly all of the continents in the world.
Yeah. Okay, nice that you shared that, and we know a little bit who is there. Where are you going to study? I think that's also a little bit good to say. You study here in Deventer. Maybe you already heard a little bit about Deventer or did some research. What I heard from the international students is that we think of Deventer as a city. It's big, but not that big. Amsterdam is much bigger, but if I talk to international students, they always say like even Amsterdam is like small, right? Netherlands is a small country. Amsterdam is, in their opinion, depending from where they are from. So if you are from Kiev, Ukraine, for example, I don't know exactly which city you are from, but that's much bigger, right? Even compared to Amsterdam, or I don't know where you live in Japan, but those cities are much bigger as well. Can you tell us a little bit, Christian, about Deventer? What is your experience? How did you experience it?
Well, for me, Deventer is sort of like a perfect city because it's not too large, but also not too small of a city. So there's always pretty much something to do, somewhere to go with friends, and it's also a mostly calmer city. Like Deventer is not that much of like a university city that, for example, Enschede would be or Eindhoven would be. It's a bit smaller than that since only Saxion is the higher education school here.
The
But
good thing is everything is a train trip away. So even going to
pretty
Amsterdam
much.
for a day or to go to Enschede, it's only 45 minutes by train. So if you want that, it's all.
Saxion is pretty much right next to the train station, like a 5-minute walk away. So pretty much can go anywhere in the country.
Yes. That is a little bit about orientation. On where you will be. I don't know if this slide is very readable to you, depending, I think, a little bit on how large your screen is. Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
But this is basically the setup of the courses we are going to teach you. So what you will see here in semester 1 is on the left side, on the gray part, is that you get 3 courses in the beginning. And those are like introductory courses. For every course, you get like 5 points if you pass that course. And in our case, that means that you get a 5.5 or a higher grade. That means that you pass that course. So we start off with all kinds of introduction courses, introduction to infrastructures, like how does your computer work as well, how can you set up different operatings on your machine. We start also off with, I don't know, organization and IT, but it can be changed maybe next year.
Yeah, I think next year there will be something else instead.
Yeah, we will have an introduction program for international courses instead of organization and IT. And you have the course Introduction to Programming. And I hope you like that course at least, but we start off very slowly. So I don't know if you have any pre-knowledge, if you have built a website on your own or did some programming on your own. Maybe you can tell us that in the chat as well. But our course is like entry level for everyone. You have to work, of course, you have to keep up with our courses, but it is doable for even if you don't have any programming experience.
Yeah, all the courses are designed to so that anyone without any prior knowledge can take them up. For example, I had very, very minimal previous programming knowledge or like
It is doable, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Can you tell us in the chat, people, if you have any knowledge and what kind of languages maybe you already know, then I can adapt my presentation a little bit to that as well. Let's wait a moment. or React, Node.js, that's
React,
more web technology. If you look carefully at the end of semester 2, you already see some web courses. So we start off with the Java programming language, but at the end of year 1, you will move to more web-oriented courses, and you get 2 big courses, Web Basic and Web Advanced, to learn also about React, Node.js, and those kinds of things. Pascal, ABC. Okay, that's not what I recognize directly. Pascal, of course, as well. So we have Java, of course, JavaScript, HTML, those kinds of languages we teach in our courses, but also the programming concepts we teach. So that's maybe different from what you expect. It's not a language we teach, but it's more about the concept and to learn how you can learn maybe other languages, right? We don't have like a full-blown, you learn every language. No, we try to teach you how to learn a language yourself as well, but we try to teach the basic programming concepts, and we do that with Java, a little bit of Python, but mostly Java and JavaScript, and for example, Node.js.
And the concept of how to get comfortable with solving different kinds of problems as well, that's also quite a big part in it.
I'm making a qualification work already. Very good. Golang is, I like the Golang language. We don't have it in our courses, but it's always good. Maybe you will enter Golang if you do a project with other students for a company. Can be that they use Golang. We always leave that to the company and what they want. You also have some experience in TypeScript, which is also good, of course. It looks very much like JavaScript, but then typed. Full technical document for it. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. I use Java, but really would prefer C++. We have a little bit of C++ as well, Kriels. Can you talk about that?
So we have a course called Embedded Programming, where we are basically have to program an Arduino board. You have to sort of make a game on it, and we have to use different kinds of components. So there's the C++ Arduino programming part of it, but also we have to learn how to put different things together, different electronics like potentiometers, LEDs, buzzers, those kind of things, even LCDs.
Yeah, so there's one course that also. What you see here is that you have
as well.
Sorry, Christian.
To all the new joinees.
Oh, very good. Other people are joining. I often use JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript is very good that you know it already. So it's entry level, but if you know it already, you can speed up in your task a little bit, so you have a little bit more free time, and the others have to work like maybe 40 hours a week. So the first 2 years are really we decide what you need. There is not much choice, right? You have to pass the courses. We try to set up a whole lesson schedule for you, 3 courses at the same time for over 2 years, and we try to make you the best programmer ever. That's our goal. After that, you have more choice in your study. So in year 3, you choose a minor or you do your internship. I would suggest to do your internship first, but you have some choice there. You have to find a company for your internship where you go to, and then in year 4 you do your specialization, and we have 3 big specializations, like advanced app development, like making programs for mobile apps, for example, big data technologies, as to analyze data. There's a lot written about AI at the moment, like ChatGPT and all other language models. You will learn about different kinds of models, how to train them, those kinds of things. So it's a nice specialization. And you have a specialization Internet of Things, like your microwave currently is probably also connected to the internet. You can turn it on and off from a distance, but how are those systems designed and programmed? So if you want to learn more about that, you can choose that specialization at the end. So you can choose from 3 specializations. After that, you have to find a company where you graduate with a nice assignment. You choose together with the company. That is how our courses are set up. Please let me know also for the new people just joining if you have any questions regarding how the program is set up, because I cannot discuss every course, of course. What about CyberSec? Yes, I'm currently also in a project where I want to introduce more cybersecurity in these courses, but it is embedded in the course. We don't have like one course cybersecurity, but in web programming, you learn about the common mistakes and how to avoid them. And also in the other programming courses, we try to pay attention to that, but we are also currently working on having that more embedded into those courses. We think we can put more security in these courses we have currently. So you will discover that then maybe in your second year or third or fourth year. Can you enroll in a job like cybersecurity? I think you can. Like this HBO IT course is very broad, so you will be a good programmer, but you understand also the inner workings of programs. And in order to be good at cybersecurity, like the technical stuff of cybersecurity, I think it's very valuable to have like a broad knowledge about different technologies and different things, and that you did a project yourself to be a good technical cybersecurity specialist. Kyrillis, if you want to more about, I don't know, management level cybersecurity, like how high are the fences, can we get over, what is the scope of the, how do you say, what are the risks of a certain company? Yeah, the risks are not only applications, right? So we focus with software engineering really on applications. If you have like, want to have only cybersecurity, maybe this is maybe not the perfect match for you. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your ideas and what you are looking for. Another question, what about Master ICT? Yes, after this is a bachelor degree. After you have done this, you can also enroll in a master of a one-year master's degree in ICT. So that's also given at Saxion, but you can only enroll in that after year 4, after you've got your diploma. Then you can go for the master. Did I answer your questions? Please let me know. Okay. While you are thinking about it, I will move to the next slide. I saw there's a possibility to study on cybersec at master. I think Twente was, yeah, that's also, okay, good question, Kyrillis. If you finish this study, you can do, during your minor, so in your third year, you can do a pre-master for the University of Twente. And I'm in close contact also with people from the University of Twente, so we share also partly the same platform. And you can then do a master cybersecurity, which is part of the computer science study, and then cybersecurity. So I'm in contact with those people as well, and you can then do the master. So during this study, you can do a pre-master so that you can go to a master, to a research university without any delay. And then you can do, in 2 years, you can do a university master there. That's also an opportunity, but you first need an HBO diploma for that. Can you enroll now in the university? I don't think so. I don't think they will allow you, depending on the diplomas you have, Kyrillis. You were disconnected. I think you can still watch the whole video, the recording of this session later on as well. So if you missed something, please watch the recording later. What about Master of ICT? Please explain. I think I just did, but I don't know exactly what you mean by master. Then a master, this is a bachelor degree. You need your bachelor degree before you can do a master's degree. Furkan. Another question by F, what's the gender ratio? Can you tell something about that, Christian?
Well, given how ICT is primarily a male dominant field, the international classes do have quite a few girls as well. But the ratio is not a 50-50, more so of like 70-30-ish.
I think so, yeah. So, but in every class we have a couple of girls as well in that sense, so that it will almost never happens that we have a class of only.
No, I've never seen such a class before.
Yeah. I got admission for a Master of ICT. Okay, that's good. But this is a bachelor study.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe you can explain a little bit, give us a little bit more context, because maybe you should join then the DDD of the master, which is, I don't think today, because they are a little bit off. The timing of the master is a little bit off. But I do not teach in the master. But I know that there is a Master of ICT here as well.
Yeah, there is definitely.
Okay, Christian, can you, because maybe students will join, how does a typical day look at Saxion?
Well, typical day starts with, of course, waking up. How early? Well, that depends on the schedule entirely, because classes, the earliest the class can start here is 8:30, but you can also have classes starting in the afternoon. For example, I have a day when my class starts at 2. So the times are quite varied by that regard, and Saxion also always aims to only have 4 weekdays of studies, well, in-person studies, that is. There is still time to work, of course, on self-study. And classes here mostly involve being in a classroom, not really a lecture hall like can be seen at other places, but smaller classrooms with about 20 or so people. And well, the sessions are very much interactive as well. It's not just listening to the teacher talk constantly. There's a lot of practicalities involved as well. And after classes, people usually, well, either go home or a lot of the times people stay at school, hanging out in the communal area, where study together or just talk about things, they enjoy stuff together. There is also a study association that's quite a big part of ICT. It is called ADA. And what ADA does is it offers the students basically connection with other students. Like people can get to know each other, meet friends through that. For example, the majority of my current friend group I've met through joining events that ADA does. And for example, every Thursday we get together at the communal area. We have fun. We play games. We talk a lot and things like that. Like your day is well quite varied, as shown by the reality picture.
Yes. How do you experience the courses? Are they difficult? Are they easy? What is your experience on that, Christian?
Depends on course to course mostly. For example, I've had courses where pretty much I was going in blind with barely to none previous knowledge. But for courses that I've had some previous knowledge on, those are quite easy for me. So
And how long do you need to study? Is it like 40 hours a week, 50 or 20, or what can the students expect there?
That also depends on how easy you are able to grasp the material of the course. Like the official number, since this is a full-time study, is around 40-ish hours a week, divided between the 3 courses you're doing at a time. And this varies if it's more or less based on how easy it is for you personally.
Yeah, I agree with that. It depends really. Different students, different things there. If you don't have any previous knowledge, I would say expect 40 hours a week.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you are a quick learner, it can be done in less as well. And sometimes maybe you have to learn a little bit more, especially when you just join Saxion. You need to get to know a new culture. You need to get to know new students. You need to maybe find. Now, I hope you will not need to find a place, because you have to arrange that up front, of course, that you have somewhere to stay. But there are a lot of new impressions. Maybe new food. The food here compared to Japan's food is really different.
Very much.
So you have to get used to that as well. And then it can be that you need to spend also some more time on your study. But if you already have some experience, you will find maybe the first couple of courses easy. But I can bet you, I do that bet with every student that joined now for over 6 years. Like the second year, even if you have experience, the second year will be much harder. It will be much more challenging. I think you learn a lot because we want to prepare you for the work field. But you will see that you learn a lot of new things you have never heard before, which are really important to be a good software engineer.
Yeah, a big difference between like first year and second year courses is that the first year ones have quite a bit of hand holding, and compared to the second year, that's not really present. Like you have to research and find out concepts that are needed to complete your work quite a bit. And another big difference is in the first year, there are quite a few courses that have an exam at the end of it. Meanwhile, in the second year, pretty much all of the courses are projects that need to be done throughout the course.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. I have a question for you, because before we go to the next slide, what do you think you can become? So that's a question for everyone who is joining this session. Can you help us out a little bit? What do you think? What kind of jobs can you do after doing this study? What is your idea with that? Put it in the chat if you want. Or what do you want to become? And maybe you already have selected something like, I want to be this. Always an awkward silence. If you don't know, you can also type that in the chat. At least we have some feedback from you, right?
Maybe someone wants to become a web developer. Maybe someone wants to work creating desktop application or some sort of other. Maybe someone wants to go into more embedded. Maybe someone wants to go into some sort of industrial area. Someone probably wants to do cybersecurity as well. There are plenty of fields and possibilities.
Admin, web developer, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sysadmin is a little bit less, I guess. You can, of course, do that, but I think web developer is more suited for the study than
web developer, most definitely.
Because the system administration focus more on like the infrastructure part, and we do not have very much course on infrastructure part.
No.
So if you want to be a sysadmin, I think there are maybe other courses you can follow. Like programming is very good to have that, but some concepts you already still missing then. Data scientists, of course, we have big data technologies as a specialization, so that's definitely a field you can go in.
Yeah, that definitely.
Cybersecurity specialist, yes, but I think you also still need to get some certificates if you want to get hired by a company, which we do not offer as a course, but you can do that. For example, you can also do a minor in cybersecurity. That would be a good addition. So in your third year, you can choose a minor, for example, cybersecurity. And then maybe in your own time, you can also get some certificates, some basic certificates, and then your job, your opportunity for a cybersecurity specialist get higher, right? Because most of the time, when you get hired by those companies, you need some certification, or you get hired and you will get those certification by the company. Software developer, of course, backend developer, full stack developer, and then also the nice thing is, personally, I think that you can work for a lot of different companies. We have a company here next door to us who is specialized in finance, for example, and education, and creating systems for finance and education to do predictions or to do great administrations, those kinds of things. But also, like a lot of other companies need software developers, right? So we have like print.com in Enschede, or where are you going to do your internship?
Print.com is
right? And that's a whole different company who does, how do you say, making. Can you tell? What do they do?
Basically, is it's a business-to-business company. So, for example, graphic designers and such people can order them to print, for example, company logos on different things. For example, maybe someone wants 500 mugs with their logo printed on. Maybe someone wants glasses. Maybe someone wants socks. And so print.com will basically print anything on anything.
And they have an whole administration system you are going to work on. So there are a lot of different companies depending on what your hobbies are. You can even work for bike companies. I was visiting like a meat company a couple of days ago for a graduation student. They make tools to slaughter animals. It happens in the world, right? I think you know. But that was also a very different company who needs to keep track of their all the products they have and the orders they have and how to assemble them and welding and everything was going on, and they need a lot of software developers as well. So I think it's very broad what you can be. I don't think you have to be scared about not having some work, because there are so many companies who need software developers.
Software developers are always needed.
A little bit of statistics. We have around 70 new students, first year students. We have 4 classes here in Deventer. It can be 3 this year because, due to political circumstances, we have a little bit less students than compared to previous years. We already predicted that. Maximum number of students per class is 24, but most classes don't have 24 students. So it's like if you have a lesson, the teacher can pay a lot of attention to you as well most of the time, because we don't have very big classes.
Yeah.
We have a pretty high dropout. Yes, some students choose this, but they don't like it after a while. But I see that we have a lot of, you know a lot of things already. You have some experience sometimes in programming language. So that's easy because I think then you know that you like it. But also one main reason is not doing your homework. So if you skip classes or not doing the homework and then you are behind, it's very hard to catch up. So that's also a reason of some dropout we have.
Because if someone falls behind or not really does their assignments, like it's really easy for that to pile up and then overwhelm you a bit. So it's really important to stay on track with the courses.
Yeah. But really doable, I think so. If you want it, you can do it. A little bit of what you need, but I think it's not that important. But at least you need to bring a laptop. Of course, we are programmers, so you need to work on your laptop. That would be very good. A minimum of 16 gigabyte of memory. That is nice to have. We have also now LinkedIn Learning. We don't have anymore. I see a little mistake here, but we have like Microsoft IT Academy and also VMware. You can install. That will be one of your first courses you will do. Expect some books about 65 euros, but I think you don't even need it because some of the things can be downloaded online.
Yeah.
And you have full access to the Microsoft Office 365, so Word, Excel, all those kinds of things. You get that from us as well. So it's not much you need, but at least bring a good laptop because I think that's really important to have.
And something that's also not mentioned is that developer tools, IDEs, are also provided by Saxion as well. The full JetBrains suite is provided.
Yeah, so maybe you have some experience already in integrated development environments, so where you type your code, basically for the people who do not understand. We work with IntelliJ, but you have the full IntelliJ suite paid for, so to say. So you can use that, so you have all the plugins and everything that you need. Also the AI plugins, but I don't like it, so I will ask you to turn it off. But there is an AI plugin. But in the beginning, it's
learning to program initially, it's 100% recommended to turn it off. After you know quite a bit about how to do it, you can turn it on and use it just as a tool, not as a replacement for yourself, of course.
For the internship and graduation, I just told you a couple of minutes ago as well. We give advice, but you have to find the company where you can do your internship and where you can do your graduation and find a nice assignment there. There are a lot of good companies also in Deventer, but if you look broader, you can also find an internship in Apeldoorn or in Enschede or different cities around Deventer. But you can also go to another country if you want to, but you have to arrange that. So I think there are good opportunities, but you have to do it yourself. So expect some time you have to spend in searching for a company and a nice assignment. And that is only in year 3, so don't worry about it now. If you want to join this course, the first 2 years you're already settled, and we will tell you what you need to do to be a good programmer. The international office, you maybe already met them, and they also did some presentation here in the DDD. But they can help you with housing, maybe some financial questions, with your visa, with your study codes. Maybe we have also study codes in HBO IT, of course, which will help you hopefully make the right choices, right? So if you are stuck in your study, talk to your study coach. We will try to help you out. I'm also a study coach for a lot of students at the moment. So we try to help you out to make the best to get the most out of your study, basically. If you need a doctor, also the international office can help you with that. Or if you have some special needs, you need some extended test time, we try to incorporate that as well. So there are some rules, but we can make that happen if you need half an hour extra because of, I don't know, autism, dyslexia, something like that. We try to help out as well. I think that's also good to know that we have that.
Yeah, Saxion tries to be very accommodating with such things.
So if you have questions on that, here the email address of the international office is mentioned. You can contact them as well. And this is the last slide. I also mentioned Facebook, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. But also here you see an email address, support.hbo-ict@saxion.nl. So if you have any questions, or if you are watching this stream later, if you have any questions, email us, and then we will, with your question, and then we will answer. So any specific questions for this course can also be sent to this email address. But we have a couple of minutes left. So I really want to know from you now, did you get what you were looking for from this session. Please do not leave if you still have questions, right? So now is the opportunity to ask them to one of the students, Christian in this case, or to me as a teacher. Because we cannot fit everything in 45 minutes, but I want to reserve some time. Please ask me some questions on things that were maybe not totally clear. What if you use Linux and really don't want to change back to Windows? I think it's possible, but you will have some issues maybe with the course in Introduction to Infrastructures, because you need a lot of virtual machines. But in Linux, you have QEMU, for example, and you have also kernel support there. So if you are looking for a challenge and you think you can fix it yourself, by all means, stick to Linux, because IntelliJ works there as well. But it will take you sometimes a little bit more time, and also us as teachers, because we give full support, right, on Mac and Windows. We try to do that on Linux as well. We cannot keep up to date with everything all the time. So if you hit some issues, it can be that the teacher says, please try to fix it yourself, because this is not a common thing we see. So it's a little bit more of a challenge, but I think it's pretty doable if you are using Linux as an operating system. I saw other students doing that as well, so that's not, in my opinion, not a big deal. But sometimes you have to spend a little bit more time maybe fixing some stuff. I missed my housing deadline. How can I still set an accommodation at Saxion? That's an excellent question, but not for me, because I'm only for HBO IT, so I cannot help you with the housing situation. But I go one slide back, and here you see the email address of the international office. So if you email to international office at saxion.nl, they can maybe guide you in the good direction, because there are different ways of applying for housing. But if you missed that deadline, maybe the place spots are already given away that Saxion has to other international students, and you have to find something yourself. They can help you with it, but please be advised that you need to find a spot, an accommodation, before you join Saxion, because it's very hard sometimes to find a place. If you are here and if you need to pay attention to the lessons, and if you then need to find a place to say, that's really annoying. So you should not do that, basically. That's my advice, because I coach a lot of students as well, and sometimes that happens, and that's not so nice. Yusuf also has a question. I will allow broadcast Yusuf now, so you can ask your question also if you want via the microphone.
Hello.
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 Is my voice clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So I just wanted to ask you about upon graduation, how many weeks or months shall we expect to wait before we land a job?
Oh,
So
that's a very easy question to answer for me. I cannot predict the future, of course. So for every student, it can be different. But most of the students land a job during their internship already. Then they have a 0-hour contract, and they stay working for the company. If that's not the case, if you do your best during your graduation, most of the students get offered a job during graduation as well. But it depends on the student, right? So if you are not very good and you annoy the people around you, you will not get a job. But now I'm, for example, coaching someone who got a job offered at the current company, but also at bol.com, which is like an Amazon, but then only for the Netherlands, smaller, but a very good, very big retailer for the Netherlands as well. A lot of students want to join there, but she got a job offer for both, and now she can choose. So it's not very hard at the moment to get a job, but still, I cannot predict the future, and it depends on how you present yourself. So there are also students, who are searching a little bit or taking some time off and searching a couple of months. But I never heard about students that are jobless for like years or something like that.
So it depends on the effort more.
It depends on the effort, but also how you present yourself doing your internship and graduation. So some students also go back to their internship period and to the company where they did their internship, right? Because they want to hire them. But you have
because they're already familiar with them. Okay.
Sorry?
Because they're already familiar with the internship.
Yes, and they like the environment maybe more than the graduation, and they go back to another company. I also, if I am your study coach, I would advise you to do your internship and graduation at a different company, because that enlarges your possibilities, right? If you stay at your internship company for your graduation as well, you have only experience in one company. Why not get 2 experience? I think that's better. than to stay. But some students still choose to stay at one, and then they are searching a little bit. It's your choice. But if you make a good impression to the company, a lot of companies like also graduation students, because then they can hire them if they want to and make a choice.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
But a lot of students land the job very quickly at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? I'm paying attention to the chat as well. Did we cover everything? Because that's always important for me to know, right? Did you get a good impression of the study and what you can become? And always an awkward silence if you wait for the chat.
It's all right.
Do you think we missed something, Christian?
I think we gave a pretty full picture on how things are here.
Maybe I can point out two things you mentioned also in your talk. Like, I think it's good to join a study association, because then you can make some friends, because most of you are coming alone, right, to us, and you are on your own. And it's always good to meet some other students than only the students from your class. And then there are some nice trips. You did skiing last year with the study association. So yeah, there are a lot of nice trips to join, and we have Tuesday drinks. Sometimes the teachers join as well. So that can be a lot of fun. So yeah, I think that's good to do. And what did you tell more? Like we have big lessons, so we focus a lot on practical study. So instead of only explaining you stuff, we want you to work on an assignment, and then we can see as teachers like how you are doing and give you some guidance. So that's also good to know that we have sometimes lessons of 2 hours and 30 minutes, not full lesson. You can take a break.
There are breaks, but it's not just non-stop for 2.5 hours. Don't have to worry about that.
Do you work together with applied computer science sometimes? Not really, because applied computer science is from a different academy as well. So there is a possibility to choose a minor and to, for example, participate in the SSS program. That sounds a little bit complicated, but that is like a big project with different disciplines. So then you maybe work with students of different studies. So if you really want to, that is a choice you can make. But most of the time that does not happen. So there is no, do you need to work together? It also depends on what you mean. In the courses, we do not work together with applied computer science at the moment. And so the courses are HBO IT courses, and courses are taught by a teacher, and that's it. So maybe later in your study, you can, if you like, and if you like to meet different disciplines, you can maybe do a minor. Now I need to remember, because I think you also talked about the pre-master. Is that true? Because you can also do a pre-master as a minor, but then you cannot do the SSS project anymore. There are a lot of rules, of course, you have to adhere to, like choosing, and you cannot do your internship if you do not have enough points, right? We have a lot of rules, but your study coach will sit together with you and discuss all the possibilities and choices you can make and what the rules are. At the moment, they are become important, so it's maybe too soon to discuss. Yeah, some projects are done together. Only the SSS project, which is only one project of the 100 projects you can choose from, basically. So it can happen, but it's not very common. I think that's a good explanation. Probably not. I think that's the correct answer.
Yeah.
Because why the question? Do you like to work with like technical stuff or embedded stuff or what with microcontrollers? Is that the reason behind your question? And for the others, maybe, Pavlo says maybe more questions comes when the study begins, of course, but that don't be scared about that. I hope you make the right choice. Oh, now every team seems fine. Okay, that's very good. You want to join? Is that a good assumption then, Pavlo? I will see you next year. Maybe I will be your study coach. Okay, for the others, maybe you have to go to a new session because this one was only planned for 45 minutes. So I will hang around. So if you still have a question and really want to stick here, that's totally okay. But if you need to go to another session, that's also fine. We have done our presentation, and I hope you do not leave with any more questions, and otherwise stick around and ask one. Let me see. I will be at Applied Computer Science, so that's why I asked. Oh, you will be there.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. You can still make a choice to come to us. Would you like that study more? That's also okay.
yeah,
Choose what feels best for you, right? That's the most important part.
exactly.
But that's more with microcontrollers and also more power, like calculating power and more mathematics in that course as well, I know. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
You can go from Enschede to here, but that's 45 minutes by train. I would not suggest to do that because that's annoying. So
especially if you have an 8:30 class in
that's
the
a
morning.
shame. I cannot convince you anymore because you still visited this course, so I think you have some interest in the programming part, of course, and that it's also in applied computer science. It's but it's totally a different study that it is. It's more embedded stuff. So for the others, any more questions? And if you don't have any questions anymore, then I would ask you to leave, because then I know that you are not hanging around and still typing, because I cannot see if you are typing or not. I hope I gave you a good impression together with Christian, and hope to see you maybe next year,
Yeah.
except for Krylist, and because he's doing applied computer science. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, have also a good day. Bye bye.
Have a good day.
First one, good one. I don't know how to pronounce it. Do you still have a question? He had some connection issues, right?
Yeah. Got disconnected at the master ICT part for a
Okay.
bit.
Okay. I hope to see you around then next year. He's maybe searching for the leave button. Okay, it's done.
Yeah.
So that was good, eh?
Yeah, it was all
Students or so.
Yeah. It went well, I think.
I think as well. So thanks for joining. You have to go to your lesson now, right?
Yeah, still have corporate left.
Okay. Hey, good luck with that. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Of
I will
course.
send a message to Mariska, right? But you know how that works.
Yeah, the usual.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.